Good evening and welcome to my weekly 10 show, which tonight is about how you motivate yourself when you've suffered some sort of loss. Right, so I've been through that. I've lost pretty much most of the things I cared about in my life at some quite dramatic circumstances, unfortunately. So I know a bit about loss, and so that's really what I want to talk about. How not just I motivated myself throughout all of that, but how you can also motivate yourself when you're going through any kind of loss in life. And let's face it, we all go through loss. It's normal. It's human. It's part of life, isn't it? So we all go through stuff that's difficult, traumatic, and drains us and makes us feel like crap, basically, and holds us back in life. So really understanding how we can move forward when went off the screen for it, when we're going through these sort of situations is beneficial to us, really, to help us move forward and create something that's good and special in life. Otherwise we don't do anything, we stay still, don't we? So before I go into that, I just want to say that my promotion that I released the other day, which is free ELI assessments. Now it's the Energy Leadership Index assessments, which basically are attitudinal assessments, which give you an idea of what's working for you in your life and what's not. I've got 2 left to give away, so if anyone's interested in getting one of those, please get in touch with me. I'll leave the details in the box at the bottom. I'm also available for one-to-one coaching now, so if you're still interested in getting your life on track and sorting your life out, helping yourself really start living life, get in touch with me and book a discovery call with me today, and then we'll have a chat and see where we go from there. So, okay. So how do you motivate yourself when you've had some sort of loss? It's difficult, isn't it? It's hard, because what generally happens is when we suffer any sort of traumatic events, any sort of stressful event, we have what's called an energetic stress reaction. Now, what that means is that our normal thoughts, emotions, and everything else suddenly plummet. They hit the rock bottom, so we feel crap, and we can only ever see things through a certain way of seeing things, and that could be through the prism of victim, conflict, those sort of things. And those sort of energies, those sort of mindsets, they hold us back. They make us feel like we've got no options, that we can't move forward, that everything's being done to us, frustrated, we get angry. And when we're thinking in those terms, we don't actually do anything productive or constructive. We stand still, and we just feel worse, and we get worse, and we just feel like crap. So really, it's much more constructive to be able to think in a way which is actually going to move you forward with life. Now, it doesn't matter what the loss is. But listen, at the end of the day, it's an emotional time when you lose someone or something that you care about and love. And there's going to be a period of time when you're going to be grieving that or sad about that. That's normal. But it's also important to be able to get yourself out of that mindset as quick as possible and start moving forward with your life again. Because if you don't, you'll just sit there still and not really move forward at all. And again, when you're in that energetic stress reaction state of mind, it's easy to just linger there and not move forward. And we can spend years there feeling like a victim or feeling angry and frustrated at ourselves and at the world and everything else as a result. So if you really want to motivate yourself to get your life on track again and move forward and start doing things that are much more constructive, then you've got to have a mindset that works. I mean, remember, pain in life is inevitable. We all go through it. But suffering is optional. So you don't have to suffer. You can choose whether you suffer or not. And it's beneficial to be able to get yourself out of that sort of destructive mindset ASAP. And one of the ways to do this is to reframe your thoughts and emotions so that they work for you. Okay, and one of the things I also do with my clients when I work one-to-one is I help them and I teach them a way of seeing their own thoughts and feelings and emotions in a more tangible way, which gives them the opportunity to then choose where they want to show up in life. So, for instance, there are 7 different levels of our thoughts and emotions that we can categorize every emotion and thought we ever have into. And Level 1, for instance, being victim. Level 2 being conflict. Level 3 being responsibility. Level 4 being caring, concern. Level 5 would be opportunity, and so on. 6 would be joy, and 7 is complete passion. So when you're able to identify where you want to be and what you want to be thinking, you can actually choose where you want to show up in life. And that's so important when you're going through a traumatic event in life, because again, if you're stuck in that mindset, it gets you nowhere. So being able to switch off the emotion of a situation, or even not so much switch it off, but when you go through it, yeah, we're all going to go through emotion, but being able to look at something much more objectively without that subjective mindset gives you the opportunity to then choose how you want to feel about something. So then removing that judgment from it, looking at it more with clarity. Now, when we do that, we can actually decide where we want to be in life, what we want to be thinking in life, and how we want to be feeling in life. And that's where this structure comes in. Now, I'll give you an example of how this works, because if you're going through a loss, a level 1 perspective perhaps would be something like this. I'm miserable because everything's happening to me. You know, I can't change my circumstances. Why me? Why is this happening to me? That's a victim mindset. That's something that happens when we see ourselves as victims. Now, you can sit there in that sort of indulgent, horrible feeling for years, blaming the world, blaming everything that's happened to you. But things don't happen to us. You know, life happens. It doesn't happen to us. It just happens. So we deal with it. You've got to deal with it. You've got to become resilient. You've got to become determined. And it builds in a strength. So focusing on what you're gaining, not on what you're losing in those situations. That's one of the core things you need to do. But level 2, that's all about conflict. Now, in this situation, you're going to be angry, frustrated, blaming, you know, upset, annoyed, frustrated. And again, you're not going to get much done. And acceptance is key here. Because when you're looking at the first 2 levels here, 1 and 2, victim mindset, conflict mindset, there is no acceptance. You're not accepting anything. Everything else is to blame, not you. Again, there is no blame, because especially when you lose someone dies, you know, we can blame doctors, we can blame the world, we can blame everything. But the truth of the matter is, it happens. It's life. So acceptance is key. So when you have true acceptance of your situation, you find yourself moving on. You start being able to think much more objectively, much more clearly, without the judgment, without the blame, without the anger. And as you move up in these levels, that again, which I teach my clients, level 3 is responsibility. Now, there's still a lot of blame or, you know, anger in this sort of level, but it's much more productive, because you're looking at things in a more responsible way. You're more taking control of your life. You're moving through the levels, let's say. Level 4 is more about concern. So, for instance, a level 4 perspective, you'll be thinking, I'll figure this out. I'll make it work for me. And that worked for me when I was in prison, when I lost my family, because that's what happened with me. I started thinking to myself, I started off being a victim, and I got to that point where I just thought, you know what, fuck this. I don't want to be a fucking victim. I want a life. I want to sort myself out, get out of jail, and do something with my life. Otherwise, I'd still be in there. So I chose to take responsibility for my life, and I chose to get myself fit, healthy, start doing things like a degree, mentoring the kids, and start building a life for myself. Because I didn't want to be a victim, and I didn't want to be angry. So I took responsibility, and I found a way to make things work for me, and I found a way to get the hell out of prison. So you figure out a way to make things work. And like I said, you move, and we all do it. I don't have to teach you this. We all move through these 7 levels naturally. Level 5 is all about opportunity. So you're not looking at the closed doors behind you that you've lost. Oh no, that relationship's over. What am I going to do with the rest of my life? No, you forget that. You're looking at the things that are in front of you now. And you're moving forward. Sod that, it's gone. Look at what's in front of you. All these wonderful doors opening for you. That's what your opportunity. That's when you're thinking in that sort of opportunistic mindset. And again, it's much more positive, because you're creating things in life. Level 6, you're just accepting it. It is what it is. It's life. It happens. You know, it's a valuable experience. What am I going to learn from it? So you're focusing on what you're learning, how you're growing, not what you're losing, not the sad part of it, not the frustration, the anger, and all these horrible things. And finally, when you've reached that top pinnacle level, which is level 7, you're just accepting it. It just is. There's no judgment whatsoever. You're just saying, all right, that's what it is. Because life is life. And it gives you the ability to create what you want. So when you look at it from a perspective which is much more positive, much more constructive, you start creating life. You start doing the things that you want. And that helps you motivate yourself because, like myself, I'm passionate about what I do now. And the reason I'm passionate is because I've created something from nothing. And I'm doing what I enjoy and love. And that wasn't happening. If I'd have stayed in that mindset, which a lot of people do, they stick there, they stay there, where they just think, oh, poor me, the world's over and I'm not going to do it. I get low. I have energetic stress reactions just like anyone else. I get angry just like anyone else. But I get myself out of it quickly and I use it to my benefit. I always use any setback to push me forward. I use it to motivate me because I know that whenever because I've been through all the crap in the past, I know that I can use this now for my benefit. So in a way, it's a good thing because I see it as as something I can use to create something special from a platform, and I use it to move forward. So if you're interested in finding out more about how I can actually help you create this mindset which works for you in any circumstance, then please get in touch with me because this works. It works. It works for me, and it works for the clients I'm coaching, and it's worked for a lot of other people. So, you know, there's no need for you to spend your life being a victim, being angry, not taking responsibility for your life. And if you want to move forward and start creating something special out of your life, get in touch. And I will speak to you all next week. Night night.